I just cut these 14 trees behind me using only this mini chainsaw, and I'm about to show you how. Now just to be clear, I'm not being paid for this, there's no sponsorship, nothing in between. I've simply been using this for the last few months and I'm surprised at how well it does its work, so I decided to do a quick review. When I first got it, I thought sure, it'll handle a few branches, maybe light trimming, but after testing it on bigger logs and even small trees, I realized this little guy punches way above its weight. So today I'm doing a full review showing you the unboxing, the design, the performance and the battery life in real world use. Now the chainsaw arrived a few months ago, so it's not fresh out of the box, but here is what you get. One mini cordless chainsaw, two large batteries, two chains plus chain guide bars, so one is already installed on the chainsaw and the other one is there as an extra pair. Quick charger, screwdriver, cleaning brush, gloves, goggles, an instruction manual, and finally this storage box that it comes with, and it stores all these things. And you get all that for just £50. And currently it's even cheaper at 36% off, so that's $42.49 as of now. But what really sold this for me was this. The product states it has a 365-day warranty with no need to return the product, even if it's faulty. They're so confident in this product that they'll replace it without you having to send the faulty one back. That's the kind of confidence I like to see, especially with power tools like this. Now let's talk a bit about the design. It weighs just 500 grams. Dimensions are 40 by 20. The motor power is 880 watts, so it's enough to cut through 6-inch diameter logs. Now I would say it's not the most ergonomic chainsaw out there. The handle isn't really sculpted to be really grippy in your hand, but it's super light, which more than makes up for it. Even someone who isn't used to heavy power tools can handle this for long periods without any problems. In terms of safety, some features included are a cover over the chainsaw so it doesn't get stuck with anything else, and a safety lock you have to press before the trigger starts to work. And for the maintenance, the manual is actually very detailed. So if you're planning to do some serious cutting, have a quick read of that before you start, but otherwise it's quite simple to use. Now using this chainsaw is surprisingly simple. Start off by charging the batteries fully, and because they're cordless you can just charge one after the other and lose no time. Slide one into the chainsaw and it'll click in so you know it's fully locked in. Put on some gloves and goggles, safety first. Remove the chainsaw cover. Make sure there's enough chain oil by checking the back here. Press and hold the safety lock. And finally pull the trigger in the center to start things off. And that's literally it. No confusing steps, no overcomplication, just simple usage with safety added in. Now for the fun part, the cutting. Here I am cutting these conifer trees that were taking up way too much space. The trunks are thick, but the chainsaw handles them with relative ease. Even the larger trees only stop when the weight of the tree falls onto the chain. Now you can handle that in two ways. One is by cutting it like a professional, i.e. using angles, and the other way is doing what I did. Hold the tree's weight in one hand and then cut with the other. Not recommended, but it works. And yes, with this little chainsaw, I've managed to cut down all 14 of these trees. Took me around 3 days, but that was mostly because of the rain and not because of the chainsaw itself. Now after all that, it's time to talk about the batteries. As you saw, there are two included. They take around 2 hours each to charge, and they last around 30 to 40 minutes per the description on Amazon. And each battery has a battery capacity of 2000 mAh. Now I didn't time mine, but it felt way longer than 40 minutes. I charged one overnight and it lasted me around 4 hours, but that also includes breaks in between while dealing with other trees, but I would still say that it lasted way more than 40 minutes. I'd say around 1.5 to 2 hours. Now to check the status of the battery, there is this little button on the battery which you can press and it shows you 4 bars. each representing 25%. So that will show you the battery percentage left. But even without that, you know it's slowing down when it starts to get stuck, or just slow down when you're cutting through wood. Now honestly, I don't even think I need to give an overall conclusion to this. I think it's quite clear what this is capable of, but just in case, this thing is an absolute lifesaver. For £50, it does a ridiculous amount of work. Cutting thick logs, cutting plants or bushes, slicing through smaller branches like butter. And with the holidays coming up, this makes an amazing present. And if there's one thing about guys, it's that a solid DIY gadget like this will absolutely make their day. Now there is more I can say, and there's a lot of questions that people usually like to ask about this kind of stuff. But to keep the video short, I'll leave it here. If you've got any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I will reply to every single one I can. I'll show you a few different sizes that it manages to cut through. So this one is obviously very tiny. But without any problems, that's done. This one, which you can see, is there we go. Now we'll try this one. Now that's going to be a bit difficult because it's quite big. Let's see. Just a few tries. Look at the size of that. That's incredible. That's all for now. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you want to see more videos like this, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. See ya!